Pat with Right Channel Radios, and today we have a special privilege. I'm here with my brother-in-law, Chaplain Chase Music. Chase single-handedly snatched my soul out of hell, and in return, we're going to install a CB system in his beautiful F250. Let's get it started. For Chase's installation, we're going to be installing the President Walker 3. We're going to be using a Ford specific mount that's going to mount right here on the hood rail. We're going to be using the Pro Ring coax cable and then the Fire Stick FSCB antenna, nice and white to match the truck. For this installation, we're going to use this mount that's made specifically for Chase's 2001 F250. We're also, because there's a limited amount of room between the mounting hole and the fender of the truck, we're going to use this Pro Ring cable so we have a nice low profile mount. Once the cable's installed, we're actually going to route the cable. These kind of early 2000 Ford trucks, they have a nice grommet right under the feet of the driver, so we can route the coax cable up through that grommet and in to the cab. So let's go ahead and get started with that. I'm just going to, so you can see how the mount is just going to sit nice and flush to the fender of the vehicle, and we're just going to remove this bolt here and attach the mount. Now, just this one bolt, removing this will probably be enough for the mount to be secure, but the mount does also have a few additional holes if you want to further secure it with a self-tapping screw, a rivet, rib nut, anything like that. Okay, you can see that this mount has a nice little groove in it that this little bolt will fit right through. Easy peasy. Let's get it threaded in. All right. Okay. All right, let's move on. Now that we have the mount installed, we just need to add the coax cable. You can see there's not a lot of room between the mount surface and the body of the truck, so that means we have to use a lower profile coax connection because there's just not enough room for a PL259 connector. So we're going to use the Pro Ring cable here. On one side of the Pro Ring cable, there is a lip. You have to be sure whether you install on the underside or the top side of the mount, you have to make sure that the nylon lip fits up into the hole. And here is our antenna stud. All right, so let's just go ahead. I'll show you guys how we're going to install this on. It's quite easy. So we are going to install the ring cable on the underside of the mount here. So I'm going to unthread the bolt on the antenna stud, take the cable, make sure the nylon ring is facing upwards. In fact, before I do that, I'm going to thread this bolt in there just so we can kind of meander it through, right like that. Then next goes the nylon washer. The nylon washer also has a little lip on it. Make sure that faces down into the hole. Nylon washer, then the flat washer, then the lock washer, and then the double-sided nut. We're going to thread that on there and then get some wrenches on it, get it nice and tight. All right. Okay, let's get an open-ended wrench down here. And I want to make sure that the coax is kind of exiting right towards the back, and then we will route the coax cable into the cab of the truck. All right, so we got the grommet out. We're going to go ahead and push the coax cable through it. And then we're going to run it through the underside of the truck. And there's our coax cable coming up through the floorboard. We're going to route it underneath the carpet right to where the radio is. As we can see, this
vehicle had a beautiful Cobra 19 in it. Cobra 19 was a great radio in its day, but now we're going to be moving to the President Walker 3 to get that AM and FM transmission and a whole host of new features like channel scanning, automatic squelch control, NOAA weather, etc. We were able to reuse the holes for the Cobra 19 to get the Cobra or the President Walker mounting bracket on. To power the radio, we used a fuse tap in a switched location. So the key's gonna have to be turned to power that. Also grounded the wire. We then routed the wires underneath the carpet, and both the coax and the power wire are gonna come out right here behind the mounting bracket, so everything's nice and tidy. Let's go ahead and get the radio installed and flip her on. All right, we got the radio installed here. Let's go ahead and turn the rig on. All right, we got power, baby. Let's go ahead and attach that antenna and tune it up.
After we installed the antenna hood mount, we decided that we wanted to add a couple supporting screws to the sides of the mount. Chase spends a lot of time driving backcountry roads in Alaska for hunting and fishing. And we just decided that, the extra support would be helpful. Also, with an older vehicle like this, it's easy to make that decision as you're not drilling into the hood rail of a newer vehicle.
We got the radio installed. Now we're going to add a spring because Chase likes to do a lot of hunting. He's going to be in that low-hanging brush. So we want to make sure the antenna has some flexibility to it. And then we have our white Fire Stick FS. Again, if the spring will just thread on here into the standard double-sided nut. If I can get them lined up right, there we go. And we're also gonna, just gonna get them hand tight and then put a wrench on them. And get them a little bit more tight than that. Okay. Great, we just came to a nice open area next to a park to tune the antenna. We're looking at 1.6 on channel 1 and 1.9 on channel 40 and around, really around like 1.6 on channel 20. To improve that, I could probably add a ground wire to the mount, to the body of the vehicle just to improve that continuity a little bit more. But for now, we're gonna go ahead and stick with it. My brother-in-law is ready to drive in from Montana all the way to Alaska, and they're going to be communicating in the caravan. So we're thrilled to get the President Walker 3 installed inside the rig with a Fire Stick FS2 and a standard hood mount for the 2001 F250. Thanks for tuning in. If you appreciated this installation overview, we'd love to help you with your vehicle at Right Channel Radios.